Okay, so in this video I'm going to be making two very interesting copper complexes. One of them is tetraamine copper sulfate, and the other is copper trichloroisocyanaurate. Now to make the first complex, which is copper trichloroisocyanaurate, you're going to need copper sulfate and sodium dichloroisocyanaurate. Sodium trichloroisocyanaurate can be bought as stabilized chlorine granules, and copper sulfate is sold as a fungicide. Now the only problem is my copper sulfate is very impure, and I'm pretty sure it's contaminated with copper carbonate and a bunch of sand or something. Okay, so to clean it up, I'm going to dissolve as much of it as I can in pure distilled water. Now copper sulfate tends to take a really long time to dissolve, so I'm going to use a magnetic stir. Now, as you can see here, the solution is still cloudy due to all the impurities. So we're going to set it up for vacuum filtration. And here's our clean copper sulfate solution. Okay, so to actually make our copper complex, we're going to add some sodium dichloroisocyanaurate to a 100 milliliter beaker. Okay, so now I'm going to dissolve in around 100 milliliters of water. Then I added about 50 milliliters of my copper sulfate solution. Then we're going to mix them both. And almost immediately you can see this beautiful precipitate. And this is our copper trichloroisocyanaurate. And now to separate our product from the solution, we're going to do vacuum filtration. And here's our beautiful copper complex. And now we're going to scrape our product out on a piece of paper to dry. In the end, we got around 10 grams of our copper trichloroisocyanaurate. And I think it looks just amazing. Now what's interesting is when you burn this copper complex, it makes a very deep purple flame. Now I think this is really weird because copper compounds usually burn a bluey green. Now in case you forgot, the second complex we're making is tetraamine copper sulfate. Now all you're going to need for this is copper sulfate, ammonia, and ethanol. Okay, so to about 125 milliliters of my copper sulfate, I start adding my ammonia. Now the moment it's added in, you can see this nice blue precipitate, and this is all just copper hydroxide. Now as we start adding more ammonia, the solution turns a way darker blue. And this is our tetraamine copper sulfate forming. Now this complex is very similar to something called Schweitzer's reagent. Okay, so now we're going to transfer a solution to a 500 milliliter beaker. Now we're going to start adding ethanol. Since our copper complex is not soluble in ethanol, it will start to crash out of solution. Here you can see the tetraamine copper sulfate at the bottom. Now to filter off our crystals, we're going to use vacuum filtration. Now we're going to scrape it onto a piece of paper to dry. And here's our dry final product. In the end, we got about 13 grams of pure tetraamine copper sulfate. Okay, so thanks for watching this video, hope you enjoyed, and if you want more like this, make sure to like and subscribe. Also, it'd be very nice of you guys if you pass some subscribers to my friend Fire and Fumes.